Well, hello there, my lovely studio and YouTube community and Patreon community. I don't usually get around to making one of these videos, but I certainly try if I do have time. It is December in a few days, and there's a lot going on with the studio in December, so I'm going to send out an email. There's going to be a Patreon post about it, but it's always fun to just sit down and just tell you what's going on in the studio, so we're going to just do a 5-minute little telling you what's going on in December this year. It's the end of 2022, and I have to do a video reflecting upon the year because it's been a really amazing year. We've had guest artists, we've had recitals, I've had a few recitals. I've done some projects. I've got all my little gold stars up in the corner of the things that I've done this year, and some things that I've started but I haven't even told you about yet. But anyway, focusing. So if you would like to know more about all this stuff and you want to keep track of it, just go over to Patreon, which will be linked below, and you can subscribe for $1 and you'll get all of my posts that I usually post there. Just stay in the loop with everything. But if you want to join any of these things, you can also join via Patreon as well. So we have a guest artist class on Thursday, December 8th at 8:30 p.m. with fiddle player Daniel Plain. And I will link his website below. He has a YouTube channel, I believe, which you can probably find on his website, stringlingo.com, stringlingo.com, which I'll link below. But he's going to be working on the Bluegrass Waltz, Roxana's Waltz, which is in the Fiddler's Fake Book, which I love. It's like the Bible of fiddle tunes, one of the Bibles of fiddle tunes. Roxana's Waltz is so gorgeous. And we've been learning that as a studio over the last couple of weeks, at least the fiddle violin players in the studio. It's hard for viola. Like, if you play the viola, you should also play the violin because there's not a lot of viola repertoire that's like, other than like classical. It's just hard to really delve into the various genres of music on the viola. There's just not a lot that is currently written for the viola. So if you're a violist, here's your permission slip to next year also learn the violin. Yay. So anyway, Daniel Plain is going to come teach us about improvisation and bluegrass waltzes and that kind of fiddle style using Roxana's Waltz. That'll be Thursday, December 8th at 8:30 p.m. And all of these events are on Zoom, by the way. The guest artist classes are $25 to attend, and they're an hour. So really cool. The next important thing to know for the studio in December is that there's a winter recital for the studio, which I'm so proud of and look forward to every year. I went out and bought some Christmassy things. There was no Hanukkah things at all in the dollar store, so it's just all kind of like winter and like garlands and whatever. And I'm going to throw a garland over you, and we're going to play some holiday songs together. There's also 6 soloists that are going to be playing. I'm going to play something as well, and it'll just be really fun. So that'll be on Saturday, December 10th in the afternoon here in Media, and that'll be really sweet. So bring some cookies, bring some things, and we'll just have a lovely little celebration of everything we've learned this year. So that'll be all ages that'll be playing. And then the next thing is the violin group class. There's 2 usually every month. This month we do have 2. Sometimes there's just 1, but this month we actually do have 2. There's a violin group class on Thursday, December 1st and 15th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And those are all free for weekly students. But if you're not a weekly student, if you come every other week, or if you come once a month, or if you're not even a student and you want to join, you are so welcome to join any of our group classes. That's why I have them, is because I want you to join. We got to have a nice community of violinists out there and violists to come and play together and just kind of learn together. It's like a little hour practice time that we have together every other Thursday. So that's going to be Thursday, December 1st and 15th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you're not a weekly student, and if you're, like I said, you can join for $15 a month on Patreon and get the virtual studio circle, which I'm about to talk to you about, the violin group class, and some weekly videos and posts and just all of the things. So it's just a really good deal. In the violin group classes, I usually run through a little warm-up. We do some technical things, and then we spend some time just kind of doing some sight reading and exploring, because in our lessons, you know, usually we have things that we're focusing on, and there's not a lot of time, although sometimes we'll sit down and just do some exploration time together. But the violin group classes are just times for me to show you some pieces that I've been loving and exploring during the month, or for us to just let the universe pick some interesting tunes, which I will show, and then we kind of have a few minutes to try them out, and then we go on to the next one. So it's an hour every other Thursday at 8:30 Eastern time, and we use the Fiddler's Fake book, the Cantigas Renaissance Festival favorites book. There's the Fiddling Christmas book. There's I forget what other books. There's just, you know, there's it's all on Patreon if you're curious. And then the last thing is that we have our December virtual studio circle, which is usually the last Friday of every month, although this month it's holiday time. So we're gonna have our virtual studio circle for December on Friday, December 16th at 7:30 Eastern time. And those are, again, free classes for weekly students. But if you're not a weekly student, if you're not in the studio, if you're on the YouTube community or wherever you are in the universe, you can join any of our group classes. Just visit Patreon, which is linked below, and it's $15 a month to join the violin group class and the virtual studio circle and all the other perks that come along with it. But in our December virtual studio circle, we're going to be exploring some holiday tunes from around the world. Maybe spend 20 minutes or so doing that, listening, exploring some tunes, and then we'll spend some time holding some positive space for those in the studio or in the universe and world that would like to just practice the art of performing, because it is a scary thing to practice performing, and just put yourself out there and just play. So we have a very, very positive and welcoming and very kind community that you can just practice playing whatever you would like to play. You can practice playing something that is not prepared at all. You can practice playing something that you've really tried to hone a lot. You can crash and burn, you can fly high, it doesn't matter. It's just a positive place for you to just try playing for a group, because it's scary and hard and also really fun and rewarding as well. So those are all of the events. There's no classes the last week of December this year, so we just have a few weeks together in December, and I think those are all of my announcements. So once again, I'm really excited for all of the things going on in December. We're just like cramming in all these things. Guest artist class December 8th, winter studio recital Saturday, December 10th. We have 2 violin group classes on Thursday the 1st and 15th at 8:30, and the December virtual studio circle is Friday, December 16th at 7:30. So, and no classes the last week of December. So with that, I will love and leave you. Check out Patreon if you're not in the studio, and stay in the loop with everything, and I will see you all very soon. Thank you so much for watching, and Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah and Happy Yule and all of the things. Mwah. Bye.